we will start writing our domain layer. So we have our API. So as we know that we could have entities that would be project. So let's create our first entity inside our entity folder, that is project dot dart. Okay, let's rename it to project dot dart. Let's create our class called project. Okay, and here we will define the fields of our class. Okay, let's add all the fields. So let's add it. The first field would be id, so that would be integer. Then we could have a string, that would be title. Then we could also have a string that could be description. Or we can do one thing, we can just copy the response from here, our get method here. Okay, and we come paste it here. We have id, title, description, and then let's copy these two fields over from here and I paste it here. Title, project URL, we also have project URL. Then we have image URL, and the last field is project category. So we define all the fields here. So let's create a constructor of our class, that would be project. Okay, let's make it constant. Okay, what we are missing here, semicolon. So the description is already defined, so we need to remove this from here. So let's add all the required parameter here. All of them are required, so make it required. This dot id required. Okay, sorry, this dot id. Let's copy paste for 6 times and we'll replace it with the name of field, corresponding field. We have first title, then we have description, then we have project URL, and we also have a parameter called image URL. Then we could have a project category. We define project category over here, so let's make it project category here, and this is project URL. Okay, so basically in Dart you can define the data type of your model, so you will avoid runtime error. So we'll debug all most of the error at a compile time only. But in JavaScript there is no method to define, there is no way to define the data type. Okay, that's why there is a little bit problem while you are debugging your codes. So in complex project we use TypeScript in place of JavaScript. So but as of now let's see our Flutter part. So we define our entities. In our entities we have these fields, the string, all of them are string. Okay, so we can make this as nullable also. This will also a null. Okay, but as of now make it as our required, we did not give as a nullable, because in our backend part we see that all of them are required, so none of the field could be null. Fine. The next what we are going to do, we will write a test cases for our entities. So what we will do, we will define the same structure here. We have domain, inside domain we would folder called entities. Inside entities, and we should also have one more folder that would be use cases. In entities we will define a file, we'll create a file, project test.dart. okay, we have project test.dart file. Now we will write a unit test for our entities project. Okay, fine, let's see. Okay, let's start on writing test cases. So we'll create void main, then we will write our first test, that is will test our project entity fields. Fine. Okay, let's remove this null to this, and we will make it as asynchronous. Now what we have to do, we have to test our project entity fields. So what we will do, simply we will create one more folder here for to adding a mocks field there over there. Let's create a folder here inside test on uppermost layer mocks. Inside mocks we will create a file called migrated mocks, where we will define all the mocks for here mocks here. So first mocks we will define, that would be const project mock project. Let's rename it to mock projects. Okay, let's take it as a project. This would be project. Okay, so let's give our default value id to 1, title, then description, project URL is project URL, image URL, and the project category. So we have our mock project entity inside our migrated mock. Now let's add this new entity is here. Let's name it as project, which will come from mock project, which we have inside our migrated mock file. Let's try to add a expect statement here, that is project.id, that is project.id should be equal to 1. And what is this saying? It's saying that use const, we can use const instead of final. So let's try to run this and see what is getting inside our console. Our test case is passed or not. We are running this. Okay, let's wait for a few seconds. you can see our test case is passed. So we will expect all of the fields which are there. So the next field was title, the another field was description, and after we have a image URL, then we have project URL, and at the end we have project category. So we will expect, we are expecting that project ID should be equal to 1, and the project title should be equal to title, and the description should be description, and the image URL, this is this, and this is this. Okay, let's try to rerun one more time our test cases and see what's happening. It is passed or not. Okay, fine. All of our test cases is passed because in our mock project, you can see that we create a mock entity that is project and give the initial values, all of the fields, ID, title, description, project URL, image URL, and the project category. If we expect project category something else like cat, or you can say like this, or let's say run it and see what we are getting an error or not. You see, it's saying that expected is this. Let's remove it. Expected is this as, but the actual you are getting from your entity is project category. So we have to fix this. Let's fix it now, and let's try to run again one more time. See, our test case is passed now because we expecting the actual things which we have inside our mock project entity. Fine. So in the next part, what we will do, we will write our use cases. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thanks. We continue next part from this video.